The wooden man was about to touch his own kind when suddenly, another wrapped his hands around his throat. They tore at the wooden man with all their might, ripping his body apart until he was completely dismembered. The scattered pieces of wood on the ground became their dinner. Just moments ago, a wooden man was born from electronic components. Once his body naturally took shape, he cautiously pushed open the door, curiously surveying this new world. The sight of his fallen brethren's corpses left him puzzled. Suddenly, he felt a pang of hunger and picked up a piece of broken branch to eat. As he did so, the defects in his body healed, and he was instantly filled with strength. This made him realize that he sustained himself by eating wood. After his meal, he noticed a newspaper on the ground. He casually recited the spell written on the paper, and suddenly, the circuit board stirred, quickly producing another new wooden man. He slowly approached the second wooden man, and upon discovering a hole in his belly, the first wooden man kindly offered him a piece of wood. However, the second wooden man sniffed it and deemed it too small. He directly bit into the first wooden man's hand. At that moment, the first wooden man had a brilliant idea. He suggested they collaborate. He would go over there and recite the spell to produce new wooden men, while the second would hide behind the door and wait for an opportunity. The first wooden man had just finished reciting the spell when a new wooden man appeared. As he pushed open the door, the first wooden man waved enthusiastically at him. The new wooden man approached without any suspicion, but before he could take 2 steps, the second wooden man locked his throat. The poor fellow had just arrived in this world and already became someone else's food. Using this method, although they could eat their fill, hunting every day was exhausting. The second wooden man proposed that with 3 cooperating, they reached a consensus and quickly summoned a third wooden man. They successfully recruited the third to their team with a piece of scrap wood, and so, the third was responsible for summoning new wooden men, while the first and second hid behind the door to hunt them. However, after the third finished reciting the spell, he discovered that the first and second had greedily eaten all the food. Angrily, he went over to confront them but only received a small piece of wood, far from enough to satisfy his hunger. The disgruntled third wooden man chanted the spell again, summoning another new wooden man. From then on, the country was divided into 2 camps. They incessantly recited spells, summoning more and more wooden men to join their respective camps. A great battle was on the verge of erupting. Everyone fought desperately. The platform became a bloody mess. After some time, only the first and third wooden men remained on the floor, but they had long been consumed by desire and had to fight for supremacy. The first wanted to summon a new wooden man as a helper, but as soon as he opened his mouth, the third bit off his tongue. The enraged first immediately killed the third, becoming the master of this place. Although he had access to a lot of food for a while, he was extremely lonely without companions. He stood alone at the edge of the world, staring into the distance. When hungry, he ate the wood on the ground. Gradually, he consumed all the remains on the ground. Without a tongue, he could not summon new wooden men. The wooden man could only stand there waiting to die. Soon his body fell apart, leaving only the summoning symbol and scattered pieces of wood on the ground. And at that very moment, new life was born beneath the floorboards. A new wooden man appeared before the first.